Come on up, man. You were done, right? No other witnesses?
It's a constitutional right to be present.
Oh, I'm okay with them coming in. Sure. We're not putting him back on the stand, so I'm assuming we're not. Ma'am, come on up.
Celine.
This is a good friend of yours?
Yeah, we had campsites together.
And you called him for what purpose? Get legal advice?
No, just, I was scared and he's my best friend, my good friend. And so I called him, hey, dude, this is what's going on. What's wrong? What's wrong? And I told him what was happening. I was all upset and nervous and everything. And went through. That's when he told me to go to the police department.
Okay, all right. So you weren't anticipating going to the police department then?
Was I?
Yeah, I mean, before all this happened.
No, why would I?
So we agree though, you and I, that no part of Ms. Johnson Kane ever touched your body, correct?
No, not as far as, no. I
Never hit
under the
you?
heat of the battle and stuff like that, I don't know if she did or whatever. I know my door swung open and she swung the cane. Did it hit me? Maybe so, whatever, but it wasn't to work. It would break my arm.
Your claim is that it hit the truck.
Yes.
Okay, all right. You had no bruises, right?
Pardon me?
You had no bruises.
I don't know. I got
At the time, you had no bruises.
scared. I don't. I can't recall that back then. That's.
The police reported no injuries, right? You reported
That's what's on the police report. Yeah, I was physically able to do and function.
All right. So Sergeant Nimby's, he inspects the side of your truck, correct?
Yes, him and another officer. I don't know who he was.
Sergeant Nimby's writes in his report that, quote, he did not see any damage to the driver's side of the vehicle from Johnson hitting it with her cane, correct?
I don't know. I didn't get a police report on that. I didn't get no written statement saying. I didn't get what you got.
Okay.
That's what you're asking or whatever.
All right. You were present when Sergeant Nimby's inspected your truck, right?
I was in a police department. I was inside a police station.
You never pointed to any damage on your truck, Sergeant Nimby's, or any other damage.
No, they went out when she pulled up. They went out there and talked with her. They walked over to my truck. I'm sitting there looking out the door. And then they walked back.
You never produced a repair estimate to the Romulus Police or to the prosecutor, correct?
What I've done what?
You never produced a repair estimate to the prosecutor or to the Romulus Police, correct?
Right, what? It's
Today, you're telling us,
it's a lease, so I just leased it and this is what you owe for the damages, so I paid it.
today you're telling us it was $900 for these damages.
One at a time, gentlemen.
I just got the truck 2 weeks ago.
Did you get the truck?
Two weeks ago, I got a new truck. I got a brand new truck now. That's how I ended up having to pay for damages to the red one.
Do you have the damage documentation here today?
No, I do not. Why? No, I don't. I had no idea what this is about.
You, no idea what today was about?
No, not about my truck and me having evidence and stuff of stuff. I wasn't, what was I gonna do? How am I gonna get reimbursed for something like that?
Okay. When you went to the Raymond Police Department on August 9th, you did that on your own initiative or your friends' encouragement, right?
Yes.
You went into the lobby and in your own words, you told the officers, quote, you wanted advice from officers, correct?
I wanted to what?
You wanted advice.
Yes.
You did not go there demanding that someone be arrested.
Not as far as no, but I mean, when I I just wanted it on record that what was happening and stuff in case there was some kind of physical altercation with her, that I had it on record that somebody knows what's going on.
Sergeant Nibbies asked you point blank whether an assault had occurred, correct?
I guess so.
You said an assault did not occur. Those were your words, correct?
I don't know. I don't remember that.
You then changed your answer, right?
I do not know.
You changed it after Sergeant Nibbies asked you further questions, right?
I don't know.
And the only written record, or I'm sorry, the only record of the statements you made to Sergeant Nibbies is in this report, correct?
Say that again?
The only writing recording any of this is this written report, right?
I don't know. I've never seen that before till you brought it up.
All right. At the police department, you signed a domestic violence incident victim statement, correct?
Yes,
That was signed in your own handwriting.
yes,
You described the encounter, correct?
yes,
In your own words, in your own handwriting, you wrote that she grabbed your driving door and tried to hit you with a cane. Yes?
yes.
You wrote, I closed my door back and she proceeded to hit my truck with her cane as I was trying to drive up, correct?
Yes,
You never wrote that she tore your shirt, correct?
I don't know. I doubt it. I don't know if I did or not. I mean,
You did not write that Ms. Johnson ever made any physical contact with your body, correct?
say again?
You did not write that Ms. Johnson ever made physical contact with your body, correct?
Not on this report.
Okay. You did not write that you sustained any injury, correct?
Not on that report.
Okay. When you arrived at the Romulus Police Department, you had brought with you a 2024 Domestic Violence Victims' Rights Form, correct?
I did.
You were carrying it in your possession.
Okay.
It had been issued to you by the police on a prior occasion with police contact?
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Okay.
That's what got thrown out.
The fact that you walked into the lobby with that paperwork suggests you came prepared to assert that you were a victim, correct?
I was just wanted to let them know this is what's going on here. I was here before, guys. You gotta stop it.
Okay.
Keep her away from me.
Again, however, you did not initially claim that you had been assaulted. You denied that you had been assaulted initially.
No,
All right. You've been arrested for domestic violence, correct?
yes, prior to this,
You were arrested for an incident involving Ms. Johnson's daughter.
yes,
You were arrested for an incident involving your ex-wife, who's now deceased.
my ex-wife.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, yes, yes. Mhm.
On June 12, 2025, Ms. Johnson reported to the Romulus Police Station. You would assault her.
I don't know. I never heard of it till now.
Well, you got a recommendation out from us, correct?
Of what?
A warrant recommendation that you were aware of was pending from us, correct?
Those are my daughter.
No, I'm talking about June 12, 2025 incident.
Oh, I had no idea. I had, no one presented it to me. No police officer showed up at my door to tell me or made a phone call to me or anything.
So you have no idea that that's out there.
No, I had no idea.
Okay. That warrant recommendation is still pending, correct?
Had no idea.
All right. You have a personal interest in seeing that Ms. Johnson is convicted of domestic violence that preempts your prosecution, correct?
No, I wasn't pursuing that as a lifestyle thing. That's what I do. No.
Don't normally engage in domestic violence?
No, I do not.
Just against your daughter and your ex-wife,
Mm.
correct?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay.
If you want, yes, you want to put
You
it that
did
way.
not engage in any domestic violence with Ms. Johnson, correct?
No, that's not correct.
Okay, so you do admit you assaulted her on several prior occasions.
No, I do not.
Hold on, we need to.
He's answered it. He said no.
What? Oh. Good point. On November 21st, 2024, you and Ms. Johnson were involved in another domestic violence incident that was reported to our officers, right?
I don't remember that.
Don't remember? The report reports that in your own words to the officer, quote, you felt threatened by Johnson's actions, correct?
Like I said, I don't remember the report, but I don't know. Would they come to the house or something, or?
Now, you reported it to the Romulus Police, November 21, 2024. You don't remember?
The gun charge.
No, we can get to that. November 24, you alleged that you felt threatened by Johnson's actions.
Okay,
That report was closed because there was no physical contact, correct?
I don't know. I made a report and I walked out the door. That's the last I heard of it.
All right, now we can talk about firearms incident. Ms. Johnson had previously informed officers that there was a video showing you holding a firearm in a threatening manner, correct?
Yes,
Okay. You admit that video has success.
yes.
You just claimed that you weren't intending to threaten her with a firearm, correct?
Was nowhere near her when I had this. I was up deer hunting. The gun was up on my shoulder. Another buddy of mine was here. He took a selfie picture of us and put it on the internet.
No.
I was nowhere near Miss Johnson. I was 300 some miles away.
With your two prior domestic violence incidents, are you even legally allowed to possess firearms?
No, I.
Make your statement.
Possibly without considering counsel.
And I don't have counsel. So why don't we just avoid this topic?
Okay. We can avoid it. At some point, you changed your position while discussing the incident of August 8, or I'm sorry, 9, with Sergeant Nippies, telling Sergeant Nippies that you wanted to press charges due to ongoing issues.
Okay, so I don't know. I don't remember saying that. I don't write it all down. I didn't videotape myself or talk or anything like that.
All right.
Whatever he said, I said, I'm assuming I said it,
All right.
all right?
But we can agree that you and Ms. Johnson on that morning were arguing about money, right?
Arguing about money, no.
Yeah.
No.
Golf cart.
Well, that's a golf cart. That's not money.
You also claimed that
Are you confusing me here?
all right, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to confuse you. You believe that you had a financial claim in the golf cart, right?
Mine.
It's yours. Okay, all right. Ms. Johnson had been generating income from breeding Yorkies at that time, right?
Doing what?
Breeding Yorkies, puppies. She's breeding dogs.
Oh, yeah.
And she was making money in Eastern Market, right?
Yes.
All right. And you allege that Ms. Johnson had taken $32,000 from a joint account, right?
No.
Did you take the $32,000 from the account?
No,
At that time, August 8th, August 9th, it was clear that Ms. Johnson was planning to move 460 miles to Escanaba, Michigan, correct?
uh. I guess so, yes, if she had it in her mindset, yes. She never come right out and told me, hey, I'm moving back to Escanaba.
She was moving in 2 weeks. She had a job lined up and everything, right?
She had a job, she had her friend up there that owned the busing company called her and asked her to come and work for him because didn't have anybody.
You were not moving with her, correct?
No,
The relationship was effectively ending at that time, correct?
I'm assuming it was.
Right, but yet you testified on direct. You bought a pontoon boat a week prior. Together.
No,
Okay. So we can agree though, you have a financial and personal interest in influencing the outcome of any criminal proceedings against Ms. Johnson, right?
no,
There's a lawsuit pending, right? To divide up the assets.
no,
There is a pending case in the Wayne County Circuit Court to divide assets, right?
no, I have no idea, I've
You hired an attorney.
never heard of it.
Okay.
Where did that come?
Ms. Johnson went to the police department on her own with Manny, right?
On August 9th.
On August 9th.
Thank you for the
They
clarification.
showed up. Mm-hmm.
Now, you said she arrived about 10 minutes after you,
Yes,
but this is 10 minutes after you've been driving around, talking on the phone with your best friend for a while, right?
no, it wasn't a while, driving there, I just took the back way to it. There's two ways to get to the police department.
She went in asking about a personal protection order, right?
Uh, when she pulled up, the other officer went out and greeted her. Or he was already out there or something.
I think before we get too far, I think I'm gonna object. I don't know if you have personal knowledge to what she asked.
Fair objection response. Thank you.
Now, without going into what these people said, you know that all their neighbors were interviewed, correct?
One for sure. He's
I mean-
frequently.
Ron, those police went out and talked to all the neighbors, right?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Why would they tell me that?
Oh, wait. And no further questions.
Nothing else? Annie, redirect Mr. Lucky.
I think, but I don't think we have any questions for us.
Thank you, Mr. Shelton. You can step down. Watch your step on my ramp, sir.
Judge,
You're all set.
give us 5 minutes so I can talk to Ms. Johnson.
That's fine.
Terrence, like, not over and swear to her.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. If they're ready for you, that'd be great.
I'm gonna log on to Zoom too for there. So, yeah, give us 10, please.
I'm gonna give you 10, but I'm not gonna give you 11.
Nope.
I want him in here. So YouTube, on our survey, we've got enough surveys in, but we're gonna send you the link again. If you want to fill out a survey, we would appreciate it. It's always good to have more than the required number.
It's a bench. There's no strategic.
Oh, so, all right, YouTube, you're asking about my badges. This one was given to me by the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy, which is a great program. I'll leave it to you to look it up. This is because my benchmate Teeny Brooks Green fought and beat breast cancer. This one is a forget-me-not, and it's from Armenia. Once again, Google it, it'll make sense. This one is because the city of Romulus is a, how do they say it? It's a Purple Heart community, and we're kind of proud of that. This one is upside down. This is Michigan District Judges Association pin. This one is because unfortunately, a few years ago, we lost one of our local law officers to cancer, and his department presented that to me. And this is going way back to 9/11, when my court officers at that time presented all the judges with this commemorative pin. And that's all of them. Which I noticed I missed one.
It up at the very top? No.
I used to have the little gold cross. It's
Yeah,
gone.
you did.
It's gone. It's probably in the closet. Yeah. Are we ready to continue?
Yeah.
All right. What do we, come on up, man.
Judge,
You were done, right? No other witnesses?
it's constitutional right to be present.
Oh, I'm okay with them coming in. Sure. We're not putting him back on the stand, so I'm assuming we're not. Ma'am, come on up. I want you to be real careful on my incline ramp here.
I was wondering if the incline ramp is there or not, but.
Yeah. When you can safely do it, I want you to raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth today?
I do.
Settle in that chair for me. Mr. Mays, when you're ready.
Thank you very much, Robert. Ms. Johnson, tell the judge your name, please.
Wilma Jean Johnson.
And you used to reside here in Romulus, is that right?
Yes,
You resided with Mr. Shelton
yes.
for how long?
I come up in the last part of 2012, so 14 years.
Okay, and let me take you back to August 8th. On August 8th, that was the Friday. What happened on August 8th?
I believe that was the day that I had called him and asked him if he was on his way home because his daughter and I was waiting to go for dinner. And he said, no, he was leaving soon. Well, about an hour and a half went by. So we decided to go up to Captain Nemo's to get a sub and bring it back home. And he was sitting at Walter's Bar.
And how long does he have Walters?
That I have no idea. I don't know when he got there.
Well, did you call him when you saw this truck?
I did not call him. I sent him a text message. And I stated to him, why did you lie to me? He says, oh, so I got caught. I said, yeah, so does that mean our whole relationship has been based on a lie?
And how long after that did he come home?
I honestly don't remember.
Was
20
it minutes or hours?
No, it was within minutes.
Oh, okay. But what happens when he goes out drinking?
Depends how much he has to drink. Anything over 5, I walk on eggshells
What?
because I get called all kinds of names.
Has there been domestic violence in the relationship?
Yes,
And how many times?
7.
And did anything occur on August 8th after you returned home?
No, we just argued a little bit and that was it.
And what happened when you woke up on the morning of August 9th?
I went in and I asked him, he was standing in the kitchen. I went and asked him that it could Maddie carry the batteries to the golf cart. Because he kept promising that he would get the golf cart fixed so I could enjoy it before the campground closed.
Okay. What was he doing when you walked into the kitchen?
He had just put a plate of eggs down that he had fried up for the dogs.
And
But when I asked him about the batteries for the golf cart, he goes, you fucking bitch, you whore. You are not selling the golf cart.
what happened then?
He turned around, put the pan in the sink. I assume he was proceeding to wash it. And he turned around and he come and he slammed it on the table. I thought for sure he was coming after me with the frying pan.
Okay, and then what happened to the frying pan after that?
He bent it and he threw it in the garbage.
Okay. And then what?
At that time, Maddie was standing on the top of the steps and she come out, she goes, sorry, what the fuck, bro? Why are you yelling at my grandma like that?
And who's Maddie?
My granddaughter,
How old is she?
she was 15.
Was she upset?
Yes?
Was she crying?
No, she was kind of yelling at him.
Okay. And then what?
I ended up calling the police after he slammed the frying pan on. It just seemed like forever and no police showed up, so I proceeded to the door to go up to the police station. I just didn't want to stay there no more.
We just missed a gap through. So he's there, bends the frying pan, he throws in the garbage. Maddie yells at him.
Yes. I got the police.
He leaves,
He went back to the bedroom. I assumed to change clothes.
so he is in the bedroom as you call the police.
No, he's still standing in the kitchen.
So he knew you called.
Yes.
He was standing there watching you call the police?
Yes. I was on the phone with him.
I got you. And then what did he do?
He went back to the bedroom. I and Maddie both started heading to the door. He came to the door, stood behind me, kind of pushed me to get me out of the way. I had a bruise on my arm from that incident. We do have pictures. I went and was walked on the sidewalk, was walking down the driveway. I stopped because it was only a matter of, I think, 20 days since I had my hip done. And he backed up, he backed the truck, it hit me. I turned around and lost my balance and I slammed the cane, trying to grab to the back of the truck because I had the cane in my hand on the tailgate.
So you admit that you struck the truck.
Yes, on the tailgate, yes, I do.
Did you open the door to the truck as he was
I
driving?
do not remember opening the door. I remember him backing up. I thought he was gonna hit me again. And then he left.
Did you ever attempt to strike him with your cane?
No,
Did you ever strike the door of his
No.
vehicle with your cane?
no. I have never in 14 years laid a hand on him.
Okay. You then proceed to the police station.
Yes,
Before that, he drove through the yard?
yes.
How did he drive through the yard? Like through the front yard?
The drive through the yard was to back up and push me out of his way. And then he went through the front yard.
So
And
literally
then he
like,
backed up again to go out the neighbor's driveway.
so he's like cutting across the yard, hitting the neighbor's driveway and going out?
Yes,
Okay, was he driving aggressively? Was he driving aggressively?
no,
So he just left.
yes,
And then you went up to the police station?
yes.
What was the delay? Or was there a delay?
No, there was no delay.
So you went straight from your house to the police
Yes, he
station?
was already there.
You admit though that you arrived about 10 minutes after he got there?
I don't know what time he got there.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I suppose you must.
And I walked up to the front door and he jumped back. He says, you gotta get her out of here. I'm a fear of my life. And the officer that was behind the desk asked me to wait outside.
Okay, and you did wait outside?
Yes,
And the officers came up and talked to you?
yes,
And you interviewed with them?
yes, we talked.
Okay, all right.
They went over and was looking at the truck, looked at the dings on the side of the truck. They come over and asked me if I put those there. I said, no, those happened when we were up north delivering a puppy.
Okay, and then specifically the ding on the door. The little paint chip or whatever.
Yes. There was two of them, I believe.
Okay, that happened how and when?
That happened up north. I
How-
believe it was May 16th or something. It was just a few days after he got the truck.
Okay.
There was a lady in the handicapped spot. According to the motel that we stayed at, there was a handicapped car there that had already left because I did get a statement from the motel.
Okay,
Because we did talk to the lady from the motel about the things in the truck.
all right. Now, on August 9th, was it your intention to move up to Esmeralda?
It was my intention since my last meeting.
And when was that?
That was in December. So that happened.
This is August.
Right, so December the prior year. We have ring cameras in the house to watch the dogs because I breed dogs.
Okay.
I won't get into all the dog detail. I do have some buried in the backyard, not due to the dog. So I do have video cameras in the house. So on this one day, on December 13th, he was doing this in front of the camera. And I think.
Well, we don't need to get into the details of December. But you had decided that you're gonna move in December?
Yes, after that last meeting on December 13th.
Okay, what happened in November?
When I did move,
No. Maybe I got my dates wrong.
he did me on December 13th.
There's no.
February, I don't
Hold on,
know.
ma'am. Hold on, ma'am. Let's wait for a question.
I'm sorry, June. I wanted to focus your attention on June. June 12th, 2025.
I believe that's when I went to the police station and filed a domestic violence against him
Okay,
with the video.
so that's June, and then you get through July, and then into August.
Correct.
Okay, so nothing happened between June 12 and August 9?
Nothing.
Okay,
I spent a lot of time out at the campground.
okay. You did move up to Escanaba, yes?
Yes, I did.
When did you move?
September, first part of September.
Okay. And you and Mr. Shelton own a lot of things in common, yes?
Yes,
And you hired an attorney
yes,
to divide up those assets?
yes.
Was that attorney?
Craig Calabrese,
Okay. And there's an action pending in the Wayne County Circuit Court to divide up those assets?
yes.
Is there anything else you want the judge to know about this incident?
Just that I drove the school bus for 40 years. I know that I.
Hold on, hold on. There's an objection, so we gotta have the lawyers talk it out.
I agree that it's,
Okay.
but,
Anything else?
about this incident on August 9th, that you want to present.
No, I just know I can't touch him due to my driving, that's all.
Nothing further.
Cross.
Okay. Good morning, Charles.
Good morning.
So you testified that you have pictures and evidence. Why did you provide this?
Can we be specific, hold on, ma'am, can we be specific as to what incident she has evidence for?
So you have pictures. You have evidence of everything that happened over 8 or 9. Why didn't you have a program?
Because Bruce did not appear like for 2 or 3 days after that, and I was out at the campground.
Well, so never once during this, so this happened in almost a year ago. You didn't once think to share that with your attorney to get it to the police or to the police themselves so they can figure out what actually happened.
No, I did not. No,
So, but he never threatened you that,
only turning around with the frying pan in his hand and slamming it on the table in front of me.
but you told police he never threatened.
I guess he could call it a non-threat.
Well, no, you're the one calling it. The police asked you.
The frying pan was in the kitchen saying,
Not, I'm asking, I'm asking that's the question. Only one of us talk at the same time, or else, we can't get it all. So, the police asked you, did he threaten you on that day? And your response to them was no, he never threatened. Is that right?
he never touched me, no.
No.
No, so as a threat, maybe no, if you want to classify it like that, no.
Well, no, this is your statement. I'm asking you about yours. Because you stated to the police, he never threatened.
No,
Oh. He never got in your way.
no,
he never gestured that he was gonna hit you.
No,
That's what you told the police. Now, you also said he bumped you with his truck, right?
correct.
Now, he's bumping you, you just had hip replacement. You're alleging that you just fell over.
No, I never said I fell over.
I thought you said on direct that you fell over.
No,
And
he
you
bumped me
lost your
with the
balance.
truck. I lost my balance, and as I turned around, I went like this here to grab the tailgate of the truck, and my cane hit the top of the truck. Hit the tonneau cover of the truck.
But you told police that you can't prove, right?
No, I can't prove that. I have no video.
Right. You can't prove.
No,
So the police were also saying, asking you, did you antagonist? You were antagonist, right? They asked you that?
no,
Okay, so they never asked.
not to what I remember, no.
Okay, so if there's body worn camera that shows officers asking you that multiple times.
Then yes, I would agree they asked.
Okay, so they did ask you that, and you responded no. Right?
Correct.
But walking past him while he's trying to leave, the arguing with him, the what did you say? Your relationship with Salai. That wasn't antagonistic behavior.
That live part happened days before this incident even happened.
Then why did you mention when we were asked about that Friday?
Because I know he said he was at the bar and
Well,
I had called him. I only called him one time.
okay, well. Yeah. So your daughter never, when she was interviewed by the police, you were with that, right? Or, and
Yes, she was saying,
she never mentioned anything about the friend, is that,
not to my knowledge, no.
okay, right? So, on the night of the day. So you testified that you knew he was there at that bar, right? How did you know?
Because my daughter and I went to Cabin Amos, which is kitty corner of Walter's Bar, and his truck was sitting there.
Why did you go there?
We went there to get a sub to take home to eat because we were waiting for him to come home from work to go have supper.
Okay. Now. Okay, and you say that he pushed you away from the, right, on Saturday?
It wasn't a push, he just put his hands on my arms and just kind of moved me out of the way, though it wasn't a violent act.
Okay, and that gave you bruises somehow?
Yes, when he had a hold of my arm.
And those are the pictures you never gave him?
Correct.
Okay, so, okay. Okay, so he arrives at the police station after some time, right? He arrives obviously before you,
Yes.
but he is not going right there. But you allegedly went right there. How did you arrive there?
I guess you'll have to ask somebody else that question because I went right to the police station.
Now, oh, you also got, so about those other dates, you said you got a statement from the motel. Where is that statement?
I got some of it.
Okay. Now, if you had that, why didn't you turn that over?
Say that, ask that again. Why
If you
did,
had that, why didn't you turn that over to the police? You're being accused of hitting his property.
Because honestly, I didn't even know it was gonna come this far.
And
You know, just for the beatings he gave me and I've never done anything, I just never thought he would.
well, hold on, that's not it. So I
Well,
was asking about that. I know, we need to answer the question. It was asked. And let's talk, I guess I just wanna ask you briefly about that. You said the last incident was December 2024. Is that correct? Yes, ma'am.
Correct.
But you were still living in that house August 9th, 2025, is that?
Correct.
Okay. So you waited 8 months, 9 months to move?
Yes, I had to find a place to live. That happened in December. Let me.
No, you just get to answer the questions that are asked.
But there was also an incident on June 12th, 20.
That was, yes, when I asked for the batteries for the golf cart. But there was no confrontation in the house as far as hitting each other.
But you filed a police report on June 12th. Right about that incident.
Okay. December is when he hit me. June, I went up north because my old boss had called me and said one of his bus drivers had a heart attack. Could I come up and drive? So I went up there and I drove. When I came back in June, I went to the police department and filed the incident that happened in December.
So you waited 6 months to report it.
Yes,
And there were court dates for that already, correct?
Oh.
Okay. If there were, you didn't show up.
no, there were no dates.
Okay,
That never went to trial.
well then you know there were.
Correct,
Okay,
yes.
so if it was scheduled, that was without your knowledge. All this happened without your knowledge. You weren't calling, that was done without your knowledge, right?
That there was a court date?
Yeah.
Correct, yes.
Multiple court dates,
Pardon?
multiple court dates.
For the incident that I filed in December?
Yes.
No, I was not notified.
And you didn't call the prosecutor's office multiple times since this actual was filed, trying to get some movement on that case, is that right?
I was asking, yes, I did call, wanting to know what was going on with my case, because I hadn't heard anything.
Right,
And they told me it was on your desk,
so, but you did how many?
I believe.
Okay, and that all started after this case was tried, right?
Correct.
Okay, and you did not know that he was gonna be at the police station, right?
No, I did not.
And you did tell officers you did his harm,
Yes, I did. When he backed into me, to tell me, yes.
and you even asked officers, or I guess, told officers, take me to jail.
No, I did not. We were outside having a conversation, and I had told him that my daughter had went to jail for drunk driving, and I could not give her a view of if it was good or bad, that was on my bucket list one day to spend the night in jail. And they said, no, man, you wouldn't.
Alright, so they said you said you wanted to spend the night in jail for your brother.
Yes.
And when the officer asked you, well, you said you wanted to spend the night in jail. That conversation happened, correct?
He said, would you be willing to go to jail? I said, yes, at some point, yeah, I would be willing to go to jail. But that was due to our conversation that we were just standing outside talking, not to this specific incident.
Okay, so you were there about the specific incident. Something came up about, yeah, I went to jail, and now you're surprised that's not related. Is that right?
We weren't talking in contents about me going to jail. We were talking about my daughter when she had went to jail.
Okay. Oh, so at the kitchen table, when he was slamming his fist and wasn't raped, you didn't separate yourself, did you?
We weren't even at any time close to each other. We were across the table from each other.
So you never got close?
No,
Okay, how about that night? When you were arguing the night before, you never separated yourself from him. He went on his own issue, the garage, is that right?
when we got home and he got home, we never had an argument.
So
We
you,
never spoke. He come in, he went right to the garage.
okay, so you were quiet the entire.
Not that night, no.
So that morning when you're being yelled at, you don't yell at.
I don't yell back.
Yeah, right. You don't argue back.
I did not yell at him, no.
Okay, you don't argue.
I have on occasion, yes.
Okay, I'm talking about this thing.
No,
Alright, so you don't argue.
No.
You don't go stand in front of the door and say,
I went to the door to go out the door. I wasn't just standing in front of the door. I was trying to go out the door.
okay, so why didn't you go out the door?
Because I just had to get up and I had to take a step down. So I stopped to open up the door.
How far?
Second? Not very long?
You were blocking.
No.
And then you had to take another minute to stop or second to stop when you got behind the truck, right?
I was actually walking out the driveway and stopped for just a split second.
Okay,
And then he backed up into me.
so you happened to stop in both places. In his way, when he was trying to get out, he was trying to get away from you, he was trying to separate himself. Those are just instances that he's being without stop, is that right?
I don't know how I was trying to stop him when I was.
Just let's turn on.
No,
So you didn't, so you just happened to be in those places at those times,
yes.
and then you just happened to show up at the police later.
Yes, I went to the.
And when you call police, why don't you say call?
Because it seemed like forever that they were there and he had already swung the frying pan on the table. I didn't know what was gonna happen next.
So you decided to stay in the house until he left, then you decided,
No, he didn't leave.
he did leave.
He left after I went to the door. He was still in the house.
Okay, so you were outside already, and then he follows behind you, so.
He followed behind me out the door, yes.
Okay, and then instead of remaining where, and then he drove off. Instead of remaining there, waiting for the police to come, you drove.
Yes, I went to the police station.
Even though they were on their way to.
I called, I had no idea if they were on their way or
You called one time?
one time.
Okay, so when 911 calls, when you call 911, your instinct is, oh, if they don't show up, I got. Is that
I wasn't going to stay in case somebody came back, no.
okay? But you were still staying there while he was there.
After that incident,
While this is all going on, he goes in the back room and gets changed. You're still there. You're still in the house. You're not making any effort to leave.
no, my granddaughter was getting dressed. She went back downstairs to get dressed and then we left.
Did you ever ask him to date?
Excuse me?
Did you ask him to date?
No,
Antagonize?
no,
Just hit?
no,
You never said that.
no.
Now, do you drink?
Some,
Did you drink on the night of the 8th?
18th?
I'm sorry, the 8th,
no,
not a drunk.
no,
You didn't drink on the 9th.
no,
Now, he was making food for your dogs, right? Is what you testified.
correct,
Okay, and there were eggs.
yes.
Why was he allowed to feed your dog eggs?
Yes, that's what we cook them once in a while,
Okay, why wasn't he allowed to feed them on that?
because he had a whole plate full of eggs, which is way too much for 4 dogs to eat.
Okay, so he was taking care of your dog. And you told him
Correct.
why?
I told him, don't feed my dogs, they're mine.
So now you guys are arguing over property, dogs, boats, golf carts, all of it, right?
No goals,
The house,
no house,
so there's no argument about the house.
no.
Okay.
The
But,
only thing the only thing brought up was the golf cart.
no, I'm just saying that, because now there's civil action stuff here.
Yes,
So, I mean, your attorney asked Mr. Shelton, he would gain if, however this went, right? He would obviously gain you were found guilty. That's what we were getting at, right?
Repeat that, please.
So your defense counsel was asking Mr. Chuck, you know, if she got found guilty, would he benefit, right?
I repeat that question was asked, yes.
Okay, wouldn't you also stand to benefit if this went your way?
There is no,
You would.
we would divide everything equally.
Okay, so you would define everything equally if you got found not guilty or guilty.
Correct, I was going to file papers to separate the property.
Okay, then why are we? Then why initiate a lawsuit if you were just willing to separate it?
Because he's not willing to separate.
I'm sure. Jeez. Oh, now there was a time, we heard about your history with guns, right? You were here for that,
Yeah, I have guns that I bought for the grandson, yes.
for your grandson. How many guns?
I don't know, 13, 15, I don't know.
13 to 15 firearms.
And they get bought, they get put in the gun cabinet.
Are you collecting these guns?
For the grandson, when I pass away, yes.
Okay. Does 17 sound?
They could be, yes.
So you don't even know how many guns you have.
No, I buy them and put them in the gun cabinet.
You never fired them?
I have never, well, I fired one gun. I personally didn't fire it, I was trying to unload it
Where?
in the bedroom.
You brought a firearm into your bedroom.
There are 2 firearms in the bedroom. One on my side of the bed, one on this side of the bed.
And you
I would
fired.
object to relevance, sir.
Good question.
Judge, I think he testified that a part of his fear and threat and why he thought he was gonna be assaulted on this day was her, quote, history of firearms. So I want to explode.
No. Given the incident and the fact that there were no guns mentioned on the 8th or 9th, I don't think it's relevant.
I just a couple follow-ups on the ownership of seconds. If that's all.
Limited.
So were those guns recovered by Romulus police after you were arrested?
To my knowledge, yes.
Okay. And they're not in your possession currently?
No.
Okay, so if you were to lose this, you understand the going forward, right?
I guess I've never been in a situation, I don't know the answer.
So if this turns out not for you, all over it up, and that you have no realization.
I had no knowledge, I just thought after a year or so that I get them back, but I can't have them in my name.
Okay. Alright. I have.
Any redirect? None? Ma'am, you can step down. Watch your step on my ramp. Anything else from the defense, Mr. Mays?
Thank you.
Any rebuttal witnesses, Mr. Lecky? Any closing arguments?
Now, Judge, just briefly, I know I'm not gonna go over what testimony.
Thank you.
However, just to highlight a couple of things. We heard that there wasn't any contact made. I know this board knows that there's no necessary need for contact, assault and or assault and battery. I think the striking of the vehicle in that place, I mean, the judge has, or your honor has the picture of the car, the picture of the cane, they both have those white scuff marks and areas that line up. Just because he wasn't hit, doesn't mean that an assault and or battery did not occur. And that's the people's position. I think we proved that, yeah, reasonable doubt. Considering, the testimony of the defense is somewhat confusing, not straightforward. I don't think has any credibility as to what actually happens. Thank you.
Mr. Mays?
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Mhm.
I'll make it very brief. So there's three independent reasons why you should find her not guilty. Prosecution is not proven the elements of assault and battery under 750.81(2) beyond a reasonable doubt. Two, to the extent that there was any contact between Ms. Johnson's cane and Mr. Shelton's truck, Ms. Johnson acted in lawful self-defense. If we're talking about the back of the truck, and I mean, we can't even agree on whether it's the back of the truck or the side of the truck. And the first that I've heard of this lining up theory, is today, that the mark on the cane matches the mark on the truck, which I don't really think that it does. There's no red paint transfer to the cane, and the cane, what we're talking about in that exhibit is a rubber tip. So I'd be confused as to how a rubber tip would scratch a paint, but there's testimony that that was old. And contemporaneous statements that it was old at that time. And Mr. Shelton's own testimony is that her back was turned to the truck when he backed up. And so I think that the testimony more or less coincides there, that she turns around and she starts the truck. That would make more sense than a lady with a hip replacement bolting up to the side door, opening it up and striking the side of the truck with her cane. And both parties agree, they drove through the front yard, which, and both parties agree that, you know, that this was nasty argument. I see no evidence, even though I exposed Ms. Johnson to cross-examination to the prosecution, any intentional act directed at Mr. Shelton's person. And she's consistent that she lost her balance and did hit the top of the back of the truck. Given these circumstances, Judge, I'm going to ask if you find her not guilty.
Mr. Leckie, thank you both. So there were serious credibility issues here. But even if I take the story as I received it from Mr. Shelton, I do not find a domestic violence. Maybe an MDOP, which wasn't charged, but I don't find a domestic violence. I'm going to find the lady not guilty. Thank you both.
Judge.
Have a nice day. So, Joe, you can shut that down.
See.